Hello everyone. In previous class, I have discussed about the types of electrochemical cell. Here we are going to discuss about the galvanic cell. Galvanic cell is one of the type of electrochemical cell. First, we have discussed about the electrolytic cell, and now in second, I am going to discuss about the galvanic cell. So, I introduce a small part of galvanic cell, that is a galvanic cell is a device in which the free energy of a physical or chemical process is converted into electrical energy. So basically galvanic cell is a type of electrochemical cell which is used to transform the chemical energy into the electrical energy. So the first question which we generate in our mind is that how the chemical energy is formed, from where this chemical energy are coming. So this chemical energy is coming from the chemical reaction, and chemical reaction, those type of chemical reaction which are spontaneous in nature. So spontaneous chemical reaction are responsible to generate chemical energy. First, the reaction is, so there is a condition for the chemical energy. The first is the reaction should be a spontaneous, and the second that the spontaneous reaction will generate the chemical reaction, and this chemical reaction is transformed into chemical energy in the form of heat, spark, or whatever the form is. Usually we see in our laboratory when we doing some experiments, like when we put one solution into the another, then we observe that there is a evolution of heat, and this heat is just because of the spontaneous reaction. So for our convenience, we have taken example. Consider a zinc wire is dipping into a copper sulfate solution. So what we are observe here, when we dip this zinc wire into the copper sulfate solution, there is a generation of heat, there is the evolution of heat, and this evolution of heat is just because of the chemical reaction. So this heat is the this heat will this heat is responsible for the transformation of chemical energy into the electrical energy, which is the work of galvanic cell. So what the overall reaction which is happening in this device is, when zinc plus copper sulfate, and the reactant is zinc sulfate plus copper. Here the two reactions are going on, that is reduction and oxidation. These two reactions are responsible in this whole reaction mechanism. When we talk this reaction in terms of ions, we can write it as following, that is zinc plus copper plus 2 plus sulfate 2 plus, that is the whole is the reactant, and the product will be zinc ion in the form of divalent, and copper and sulfur sulfate ions also present in a divalent form. So the overall reaction, that is zinc and copper, because sulfate ion cancel out, because same amount of sulfate ion present in reactant and the same amount of ions present in the product, so they both cancel out each other, and only two reaction is going on, that is the zinc and the copper. So we can see that these two reactions are oxidation, and the second one is reduction. Now what I am want to discuss from all of you, that how you thought that this chemical energy is generating, how this chemical, we see there is a formation of heat. So how we are going to do, how we can generate this chemical energy and transform into the electrical energy. What we are doing here is that we have to trap this heat. When we trap this heat, so we can transform this into a chemical energy. So for this we have to take these two reaction, that is the zinc and copper sulfate solution, into two different beakers, so that we can trap this energy. Because if we do same reaction in the same beaker, then heat evolve, and all the heat are destroyed, all the chemical energy are destroyed in the form of heat. So what we have to do is, we have to carry out these two reaction into two separate beakers. So we have to take two beakers, that is a copper rod dipping in a solution of copper sulfate and the zinc rod dipping in a solution of zinc sulfate as in the Daniell cell. Why I said Daniell cell? Because Daniell cell is a type of galvanic cell. When we are saying that that is a Daniell cell, then it is that we are talking about the galvanic cell. So to make the galvanic cell, we have to connect these two containers. So then we can say that it is a galvanic cell. So what we have to do is the two metal rods are connected through a wire, or it may have also contain an ammeter, which deflection shows the current is flowing in the whole cell, and the two solutions are connected through a salt bridge, that is an inverted U-shaped glass. That is the rod which I have. The tube which is marked by KNO3 is a salt bridge. Salt bridge, that is an inverted U-shaped glass tube filled with solution of potassium chloride. It may be filled with potassium chloride, potassium nitrite. It is used to maintain the neutrality of these solutions. So that's why we have to connect these two solutions with the salt bridge. As soon as the circuit is closed, the current flows, which is indicated by the deflection in ammeter. In this figure, I haven't shown any ammeter, but the ammeter is shown in between these two electrodes, which I have connected the zinc and the copper electrode. So the flow of current is from zinc electrode to copper electrode. It means that copper electrode is having a reduction, because the gain of electrons is called as reduction, and wherever the reduction is happening, it is the cathode. And this is the reduction part, then it's simply known that the other one is the oxidation one. So in the galvanic cell, the cathode is positive and anode is in the negative form. This is the basic difference between the electrolytic cell and the galvanic cell. That is, in galvanic cell, reduction, or you can say cathode is positive, but in the case of electrolytic cell, the cathode is not positive, it is negative because of the cation. That in that case, we have discussed in previous class, I have discussed that cathode is negative, but in the case of galvanic cell, the cathode is positive. So this is the basic difference between the galvanic and electrolytic cell.